What if the reason you keep failing is not because you're not trying hard enough, but because a hidden part of you doesn't want you to succeed? Not consciously, but subconsciously. There is a version of you that fears success just as much as it fears failure. And every time you try to move forward, it quietly pulls you back. This is self-sabotage, and if you don't understand it, you will keep destroying your own progress, again, and again, and again. But today, you're going to learn how to hack your brain and finally take control. Because once you see the pattern, you can break it forever. Your brain is not designed to make you successful. It is designed to keep you safe. That means anything unfamiliar, anything uncertain, anything that feels like a risk. Your brain labels it as danger, even if that danger is starting a business, going to the gym, posting your first video, changing your life. To your brain, new equals unsafe. So, what does it do? It creates resistance. You suddenly feel tired. You start overthinking. You get distracted. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. And just like that, you stay exactly where you are, not because you're weak, but because your brain is protecting you from change. Self-sabotage is not a flaw. It's a survival mechanism. But here's the problem. The life you want requires you to go beyond survival. It requires growth, and growth always feels uncomfortable. If you want to stop self-sabotaging, you have to understand one thing. You are not fighting laziness. You are fighting your own programming. And the first step to breaking it is awareness. Start paying attention to your patterns. Notice when you say, I'll do it later. I'm not ready yet. What if I fail? This isn't the right time. These are not random thoughts. They are your brain's defense system, excuses disguised as logic. And the moment you recognize them, they lose their power, because now you see the truth. But awareness alone is not enough. You need to reprogram your mind. And the most powerful way to do that is by changing your identity. Because you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. If deep down, you see yourself as someone who quits, someone who procrastinates, someone who lacks discipline, then no matter how motivated you feel, you will always return to that version of yourself. So, instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you are becoming. Stop saying, I want to be consistent. Start saying, I am consistent. Stop saying, I'm trying to change. Start saying, I am the kind of person who follows through. At first, it will feel fake, but repetition creates belief, and belief shapes behavior. Your brain listens to the story you tell it, so tell a better story. Another reason you sabotage yourself is because you fear failure, not consciously, but deeply. Failure feels like rejection, like embarrassment, like proof that you're not good enough. So instead of risking that feeling, you avoid action completely. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. Every mistake, every setback, every wrong step is feedback. It is information. It is growth. The people who succeed are not fearless. They just don't see failure as a threat. They see it as progress. The moment you redefine failure, you remove your brain's reason to hold you back. Because now, there is nothing to protect you from. Another powerful way to hack your brain is to make things easier. Your brain hates big tasks. It resists anything that feels overwhelming. So when you tell yourself, I'm going to work for 3 hours, I'm going to change my entire life today, your brain shuts down. It avoids it. It delays it. But when you say, I'll just start for 5 minutes, something changes. There's no pressure, no fear, no resistance. And once you start, momentum takes over. 5 minutes turns into 10, 10 turns into 30, and suddenly, you're doing the thing you were avoiding. This is how you trick your brain into action. Small steps create big results. Your environment is also controlling you, more than you think. If distractions are around you, you will get distracted. If your phone is next to you, you will check it. If your space is messy, your mind will feel chaotic. You think you lack discipline, but in reality, your environment is working against you. So, fix it. Make distractions harder to access. Put your phone away. Create a clean workspace. Design your environment for focus. Because when your environment changes, your behavior follows. You don't need more willpower. You need better systems. There is also a moment right before you take action, where everything in you wants to stop. That moment is critical. That is where self-sabotage lives. If you hesitate, if you think too much, if you negotiate with yourself, you lose. So, here's a simple rule. The moment you feel resistance, act immediately. Don't think, don't wait. Move. Because action destroys doubt. Every time. And the more you act, the weaker that resistance becomes. Your brain also runs on reward. If scrolling feels good and working feels painful, you already know what you'll choose. So, change the system. After you complete a task, reward yourself. Celebrate progress. Even small wins. Because when your brain starts associating effort with reward, it begins to crave productivity, and what once felt hard becomes natural. At the end of the day, you are not broken, you are programmed, and anything programmed can be changed. Self-sabotage is not who you are. It is just a pattern, a habit, a loop, and loops can be broken, but only if you decide to stop being controlled by them. So, the next time you feel like quitting, the next time you feel resistance, the next time you start making excuses, pause and ask yourself, is this really me, or is this my programming? And then act anyway, because every time you move forward despite fear, you take your power back, and slowly, day by day, decision by decision, you become someone new, someone who doesn't run from discomfort, someone who doesn't quit, someone who doesn't sabotage their own success. And when that happens, everything changes, because the moment you stop being your own enemy, you become unstoppable.